So, fast forward a little bit. The mist is cleared, the sun is shining again, no more things are attacking us for arbitrary reasons. Everything is well! Or as well as things ever get in Gensokyo. And then we find out that the Scarlet Devil Mansion is in a state of chaos as opposed to when we first visited. The sun's still not shining here, and everything is attacking us. On top of that, Romelia isn't even in the mansion. In fact, she's over at the Hakure Shrine for some reason. A vampire at the Hakure Shrine. What in the world is going on? That is to be discovered in the 7th stage. Yes, there is another stage. After all your training, tears, continues, rage quits, etc., there is an extra stage. In this extra stage, and by extension in all extra stages, the enemies are much tougher, shoot a lot more, and come at you in nightmarish waves for what seems like forever compared to the normal stages. But perhaps the most cruel portion of this is that once you lose, you lose. There are no continues. You'll have to start over from the beginning of that extra stage, regardless of how much progress you made, so tread carefully. Or fly carefully. Whatever. You typically can only unlock extra stages by clearing the game on normal or harder without continuing, so by the time you do unlock this stage, you should already have a decent amount of experience under your belt. Oh my god, Death Fairy! Those patterns are so brutal! I mean, look at it. The player's having such a hard time. I can totally justify using a bomb there. So, whatever's going on in the Scarlet Devil Mansion is bad enough that Patchouli had to come out of Royal to try and stop it herself. She's feeling a little better today, and she's gonna show us some special magic! She's actually summoned a thunderstorm surrounding the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Unfortunately, this means Romelia, who, remember, went for a visit to the shrine, can't get back in because of the whole vampires can't cross running water thing. But regardless of replicating acts of nature, Patchouli still doesn't stand a chance because this is Marisa freaking Kirisame we're dealing with. I am main character, hear me roar! Anyway, Patchouli says something along the lines of, first the little sister and now you! What kind of day is this? I wonder who she could be talking about. So, while Patchouli gets down with the sickness and shows us 2 new elements, moon and sun, here's my question, which has nothing to do with previous wondrances. Where's Sakuya? I know I probably overlooked it when I was researching, but surely she could have helped out here. Was she obligated to look for Romelia after she realized her mistress hadn't come back yet? Are the 2 out on an excursion? Doing things? Perhaps completely inappropriate things with each other that I certainly would approve of in some form. I doubt it, however. In fact, I don't think Sakuya ever had dialogue referring to this little sister. I suppose that's how Zin's always done it, answering questions and leaving still more questions in his wake. Maybe it's better off like that. Maybe some of these questions will give us answers we're not entirely comfortable with, and will haunt us to the day we pass on. I can see it now. Why? Why is that like that? Cannot unsee! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Mysteries are meant to be mysteries, that's all. And without that, there's practically no interest value. You notice by now that extra stages are extremely long. I don't know if I can think up enough commentary to fill the home stretch. I pretty much said all I wanted to about Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, except for the aforementioned little sister. Patchouli's sister? No. Sakuya's sister. Guess again. It's the sister of that missing Scarlet Devil, of course. That makes me happy. Any sister of a Scarlet Devil is a sister worth having. Yeah, fanboy moment, I'll get over it. So, whoever thought that when they first played this game, that the Scarlet Devil ever had a sister? Not me.
Oh.
So yes, this is the sister of the Scarlet Devil, Flandre Scarlet. She wields the ability to destroy anything and everything, which is quite frightening when you get down to thinking about it. I mean, anything.
Even your body.
Yes, even your body. Yeah. Perfect Memento describes this as pouring her pouring magical power into whatever she wants to destroy, and then closing her right hand, and it explodes. I believe that's how Perfect Memento describes it. This is why she's also known as the mansion's dirty little secret. Well, that helps with why she's called that.
Mm-hmm.
Like her sister, she also wields a Norse weapon. It's called Levitain. I forget what Levitain is. Like in Norse mythology.
It's a huge story.
It's
A huge sword. Well, in this case, it's huge. It might, in Norse mythology, it might be smaller, but
well, it's about her size, I think.
yeah, that's still quite large. I mean, you try wielding a sword your own size.
Oh, I bet a vampire could do it.
Yeah.
But no normal human could do that. No. That's like the human equivalent of a two-handed sword. Possibly a three-handed. Right, next is her theme, which is called UN Owen Was Her. And what was I going to mention next?
It's often confused that Sun ripped off a video on Nico Nico, but it's actually the other way around.
Yes, thank you. I'm so forgetful. Right, this video on Nico Nico, which is known far and wide as the Mick roll, is oft incorrectly recognized, no, identified as the original song. That is, as I hope most people know, not true.
It's not true. It's not true.
In addition, there appears to be full versions of You and Owen going around YouTube, but that's false also, in the fact that after the original song, there was just an arrange of You and Owen by Cool and Create tacked onto the end of it, which doesn't necessarily constitute a full version.
Yeah. It sounds badass though.
Yeah, it does, but yeah, I just don't like that it's being passed off as a quote-unquote full version, you know?
Yeah, that's slightly annoying.
That's lame.
That's fine.
Yes, Flandre lives in the basement of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Now, I don't think it's the underground library portion of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. I think it's like a separate underground portion, but it's never
Possibly
been...
even lower.
Huh?
Possibly even lower.
Possibly.
Underground. Who knows? We
Yeah,
don't.
I don't think it's ever been explored. It might have been. And at first glance, you might wonder why Flandre really respects her elder sister, and I'm guessing that Remelia told her to live under the basement. Under the basement. Can you imagine that? Remelia told her to live in the basement so that no danger befalls anyone else. Possibly the fairy maid staff. Most likely. I don't think she cares about humans that much, or at least doesn't show it. Well, that's what I've pieced together so far. It may or may not be correct, but she does respect her sister Remelia, nonetheless. That's the word I was looking for. So, yes, I first off, I wanted to thank you for co-commentating somewhat.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. This is. If you don't mind being called Joe Forever here, right? Even though your YouTube channel is a different name.
Yeah, it's a different name. It was a little mistake I made while I was registering, and then suddenly the database already filled the spot for the name, but I couldn't reach it. It's kind of sucked.
So yes, this is Joe Forever.
Yeah, just Joe.
This is Joe Forever, and that's all you need to know. Why don't you check out his channel or something?
Yep. Link in the comment.
Yeah, sure. Better yet, I'll leave that as an annotation. Or something. Or both.
Or both.
If Amelia is popular, her sister Flandre is many, many, many times that. For a little ton of gamers, myself included, she and her theme are the... Oh, great. It skipped. Damn it. For a little ton of gamers, myself included, she and her theme are actually the very first exposure to Touhou they encounter. Hence my sarcasm earlier when I said, I wonder just who Patchouli could be talking about. Some fans are engrossed and fascinated in how she was shut in the mansion's basement for almost half a millennium and how that might have developed psychotic tendencies. Others, for lack of a better phrase, don't seem to care too much. Personally, I don't really believe the insane little sister shtick and think it's more a case of loneliness. Flandre may have her sister's authority, Flandre may respect her sister's authority, but I can't imagine not wanting to seek contact after a certain amount of time, especially when she's gone. I get the feeling it's one of those things we take for granted. It's perhaps because we live much shorter lives, or maybe it's because we live around 6.5 billion other people. Actually, when I take Flandre's ability into account, it seems like an act of mercy from Amelia. Not only for Sakuya, Patchouli, and the others living in the mansion, but also for everyone else, and especially the border separating Gensokyo and the outside world. Let's be honest, nothing and no one would want to willingly blow up in Flandre's right hand, be it by accident or murderous intent. No one. Speaking of that, I have my own theory on how Flandre's ability works. Now, this is merely speculation, keep in mind, but I think it makes the ability to destroy anything and everything a little less broken than it sounds. Okay, so check this out. Every object has mass. Basic physics. The more mass an object has, the more energy Flandre would have to pour into it, and even vampires have their limits of strength. Given it's considerably higher than a human's, but it's there regardless. So something like a Nintendo 64 cartridge or a PlayStation controller won't take a lot of energy for her to break, but something akin to a meteorite would take a relatively considerable effort to destroy. Of course, there'll be little variations like volume and density affecting the outcome, but overall, the relationship between mass of the object and the amount of energy absorbed would remain as aforementioned. On the off chance she were to go on a frenzy and destroy everything within reach, which I don't believe anyway, who knows how long she would last? It might be a week, it might be 5 hours, she might even collapse after the very first object she destroys. There's no real way of knowing yet, because the only record of her doing so was in an outdated newspaper article. So after that long-winded physics lesson, she might be highly dangerous and just the slightest bit nuts, but I think she's truthfully asking for you to play a game of Danmaku after 495 years of containment. This would be somewhat of a heartwarming moment. If she weren't so good at it, I don't know if you noticed, but she started the battle off with 10 bars worth of spell cards. For comparison, Amelia, the person I feared when I first fought her, had only 5. As if you weren't handicapped badly enough, good luck using bombs against her. Like her sister, she can transform into a bat and avoid all bomb damage. Unlike her sister, she does it every time you use a bomb, so don't use one unless you're certain you won't survive a spell card or something. I'm looking at you, Maze of Love. I still haven't recovered from the beating you've given me. And with that, I believe that about Flandre, and by extension the embodiment of Scarlet Devil, I have run out of things to say, so that will end this section of Touhou Project 101. Well, at least the commentary. Thank you all for watching and playing along. I do hope that my constant ramblings have helped you guys understand this crazy world at least a little bit more. An extra thank you for the people who had the replays available for use for this J-Play, that is Kaneko VOWG, Sick07, Biscuit047, and PseudoMcNym. And even more thanks to Joe Forever for helping me out with the character-based commentary. I'll see you next time when I attempt to gather more people and talk about the next Touhou game, Perfect Cherry Blossom. And remember, playing by yourself is just plain boring. Enjoy the rest of the replay, I think it's fantastic.